Welcome to It's All About You, a program that keeps you connected to all the exciting events and services and businesses the city of Urbana has to offer.
We're your hosts, Sterling Bowman and Natalie Marquez.
On today's show, we'll visit with Michelle's Bridal in North Urbana, and I'll be demonstrating how easy it is to give blood at the Community Blood Services of Illinois.
We'll also preview the upcoming Urbana Sweetcorn Festival with the Urbana Business Association. But first, we're on location at the recently opened Riggs Beer Company, and I'm standing here with Darren and Matt Riggs. So, how did you guys start? Like, what got you guys started on this?
Well, it's a fairly long story, but I'll try to keep it short for you. Growing up on the farm in southeast Champaign County, we always thought it'd be a good idea to be able to use some of our own product that we could grow, namely corn and soybeans, in a way that we can add more value to the product rather than just sell them as a commodity to the grain elevator. We thought, how could we really own the value chain all the way to the end consumer and therefore let 300-acre farm, kind of be more profitable into the future. And this beer kind of became a fairly obvious candidate as a product, especially as we got older and we're consuming more beer. And as time went on, as I started to get a little bit of experience brewing beer, I figured out that this was very interesting for me, and so much so that I decided to quit my career and shift into the brewing industry. And here we are about 5 years later after that shift, and so far so good. We're having a great time here in East Urbana.
And what made you decide to come to this location? It's been a few different businesses before, and I have to say the transformation that you guys have made here is amazing.
Well, we looked at a few other locations, including other ones in Urbana, as well as some places in the surrounding community. But Urbana really has the demographics that we thought would support a craft brewery. With the university here, and a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, that kind of played into what would make a good craft beer audience. And as well, this location had been through a number of different places throughout its time here, and it was vacant at the time, so it was also a good deal for us. The seller was pretty motivated to find somebody to buy it. So that worked out well for us.
Can you tell us about a few of the improvements that you've made and changes, because this looks dramatically different from the last time I was here?
Oh, wow. The most significant would be on the brewery side, on the other side. We basically stripped that all the way down to pretty much the studs and rebuilt it to be able to make it a cleanable sanitary facility for operating a brewery so that we can ensure our beer's quality. And then we kind of felt that this location lent itself well to kind of being an outdoor space as well, with so we redid the beer garden out back, so that's a inviting place to bring family over to and enjoy a few beers, as well as surrounding the building. We've got about 3 acres of barley growing, which wouldn't have been an option in a downtown location or something else.
Right.
Which helps us kind of connect that agriculture base to what we're doing here with our beer and using local ingredients.
That's great. Would you like to give us a little tour and show us some of these improvements and how the company works?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, so would you like to explain where we're at right now?
Yeah, so behind us, this is our fermentation cellar, and off to the side is the brew house. So the north half of this building we converted from what used to be off-track betting parlor, dance floor, second bar type of utility room. We ripped all that out, and the kitchen back behind. We ripped all that out and replaced it with a modern small-scale production brewery. So behind us are our fermenters. You can see the bubbles coming out of the airlocks there. The 3 tanks behind us are in active fermentation right now, so we're currently turning sugar water into beer. This space needed to be able to be hygienic, and it wasn't, because a dance floor doesn't have to be. So what we did is we stripped down to the studs essentially everywhere, and then coated the walls with plastic FRP coating. It's like food grade washable surface coating. And then we poured urethane floors throughout and then installed these stainless steel trench drains so that everything was very cleanable, wipeable. That's really half the battle in brewing, is keeping things clean.
So tell us a little bit about the process. I think folks are just used to popping open a can or a bottle and enjoying, but there's a lot that goes into it and a lot of action that takes place right here.
Absolutely. So the basic idea of beer is that we take grain, which has starch, and then convert that starch into sugar, and then add yeast to the mixture, which the yeast will then convert that sugar into ethanol and CO2. And so that's kind of what you see going on behind us here, is the CO2 bubbling out as the yeast are going through that metabolic process and changing the sugar water into CO2. Now there's a lot of other science behind that, and we do a lot of checks throughout the process. We closely monitor pH and temperature in order to achieve our desired, flavor profile on the end result. But overall, that's kind of the goal of beer, turning that grain into beer.
And that's one of the things that you offer here, are tours where you can kind of get into the science and the information behind brewing. I know at your ribbon cutting recently, I took part in one of those tours and I learned more about beer than I ever had known before.
Absolutely. There's a lot of science and a little bit of art to making beer. We enjoy giving those tours because we get to educate the public about how the beer is made here. A lot of people don't understand that beer is actually a very natural product. It basically comes from grain and hops, which are also an agricultural product with very few chemicals or anything added during the process. So it's actually more of a natural product than a lot of things you can find on the store shelf. So that's a fun story to tell. It's also, some people don't understand that we make a lot of lager beers here, and one of the beers that we make is a very lightly flavored American lager, traditional, what American beer has looked like for a long time. And some people think that, that beer doesn't have a lot going on. Maybe it's the easy one to make. In actuality, that's the hardest one to make, because your product is kind of laid bare, and any mistakes that you make during the process are going to be very obvious to the end consumer.
All right.
And the thing I would add on to that is that two of our beers, the American Lager being one of them, are actually made with a large percentage of corn from our farm in southeast Champaign County. Our brew house, we had specially designed to kind of mimic a German-style brew house. And without getting too technical, what that means is it's got pretty much every tool in the brewer's toolbox that we can pick out and use. And one of those tools is its ability to do what's called an American double mash, which is the mashing process that's required to integrate raw corn into a brewing process. But we definitely did that intentionally because we wanted to be able to take corn straight from our farm. We've got non-GMO food grade corn growing down there, and we bring it up here, mill it the morning of brew day, and in the case of the American Lager, we use about 20% corn of all the grain that we use to make that product, and that makes it even a little bit more special to us because not only did we have play a big role in producing it here, but we also played a role in producing the actual grain back down on the farm. So it's a fun story to tell, and every time we brew that, it's even a little bit more rewarding at the end of the day, because we know that we kind of helped also the longevity, the future generational planning of the farm, hopefully, by being able to integrate that product directly all the way up to the end consumer and pass a lot of that value on back to our farm to keep it sustainable.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody loves anything local too, so now that you're giving them a chance to drink locally, that's a pretty big thing. Now, how long would you say, like, the brewing process, like how long does it take before like the beer is ready to go, ready to serve?
Okay, so the hot side of the process, where we actually make the sugar water out of the grain is about 1 workday, so 8 hours to do that. And then depending on the beer style, the beer will remain in these fermenters back here for 3 to 6 weeks. So our wheat beer only needs 3 weeks because it's an ale and they ferment more quickly. And the lagers need 6 weeks. It's a colder, more neutral flavor profile that's imparted on the beer, but it takes twice as long.
Nice. That's really interesting.
So maybe you can take us behind the bar and show us a couple of examples of the selections you have to offer here.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, the first thing we do is we clean the glassware. That's to get any dust that might have accumulated in there off, because anything in the glass besides just the glass is going to have a negative impact on the foam. We're pretty proud of the foam that's in all of our beers. They look like a real beer. And then he's going to go ahead and pour the American lager here. Part of the process of pouring is to establish that good creamy foam on top of the beer. And we've got some taps that allow us to control that process very precisely.
It almost looks too pretty to drink.
No.
Look, it's very picturesque with the foam on the top and then your awesome glasses and logo.
Yeah.
Looks good, guys.
Thanks. Yes, this is our American lager. This is the beer that we sell the most of. And this is the one we talked about in the cellar, having 20% corn from our farm. And as Darren alluded to, it's a very neutral beer, so there's no room for error. It's a little easier to cover up mistakes with more alcohol, more malt flavor, more hop flavor. But with this beer being one where all those characteristics are dialed down, it makes it very much a challenge to brew. But the average consumer that comes to our bar is loving the idea that a regionally produced beer brewery is also making an American lager, which for most of the folks that sit at this bar, that's their favorite beer style. So we're happy to be able to provide them with a local option of a style that they love.
Right.
Even with the huge growth in the craft beer industry in the past decade, still 70% of beer drinkers drink an American lager of all the beer that's sold in the U.S. And it's a market that's kind of been ignored by the craft beer industry because it is such a difficult style to brew and requires extra equipment and extra steps and attention during the process in order to be well executed.
Right. So this is one of the selections that you offer here. Tell us about a few other selections and how people can come in and try them.
Sure. The second most popular beer style, at least through our opening weekend of ours, has been the Hefeweizen, which is a German wheat beer. So if you don't like to pronounce Hefeweizen, you can just say wheat beer. And it's also fairly dry and it's got a pretty smooth finish. The difference here is that the Hefeweizen has a little bit of a banana and clove type of flavor going on. That's derived from the yeast, but it's not overpowering, so it's just a light fruitiness, and there's a nice dry finish that leaves you ready for another drink. So that's our number 2. And then the next 2 of our year-round offerings are geared a little bit more towards the craft beer drinker. We make a red lager that's obviously red, and by being red, it also has a little bit more maltiness to it. Those two kind of go hand in hand. With more malt color, you get more malt flavor. We finish that beer with 2 American aroma hop varieties, Amarillo and Centennial, that accentuate the fruitiness, gives just a little bit of pine to the beer. And then our IPL, which stands for India Pale Lager, is similar to a West Coast style IPA. So a fair amount of bitterness and a lot of American hop flavor and aroma. That's a little bit more tropical fruit, grapefruit. That rounds out our year-round offering, and then we try always to have a seasonal on. Every month or so we want to come out with a new seasonal, and currently our seasonal is the Weizenbock, which is it's like our Hefeweizen, the German-style wheat ale, but it's darker and it's got a higher ABV, so more alcohol by volume. And Next seasonal come out, we're gonna do a dry hopped wheat beer, and then after that we'll make a whole bunch of Oktoberfest beer.
Wow.
Next week, next Sunday, we're gonna be brewing that so that we have 8 weeks to lager that nice and cold and long, kind of true to German fashion. And so early September we'll have an Oktoberfest on the market.
Well, that sounds awesome. So what are your hours for being open?
We open on Thursdays and Fridays from 3 to 10, and then Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 10. And we try at all times to have a food truck out here. Usually they quit for the day before 10 p.m. obviously, but our goal is to get a food truck out here for whenever we're open, so that people have an option to also have food. And if folks want to, and I've already seen the younger generation gets this, the 20-somethings that are coming out here, I've seen multiple groups actually bring their own picnic lunch.
Oh, okay.
Or order in food, and that's all definitely welcome here. As long as you don't bring your own beer, then we're happy to host you.
And you have a great outdoor seating area. It's lovely back there. Wonderful tables inside of here. This is great.
Yeah.
So we congratulate you on opening, on welcoming you to Urbana, and I think this is going to be a great asset, a great visitor stop, and a great place just to hang out.
We look forward to receiving the visitors.
And real quick before we wrap, do you have a website, social media we can follow and visit?
Absolutely. Rigsbeer.com is our website, and that has the information on what food trucks are going to be available. And that's also where you can sign up for our daily tours to take of the brewing side. And then we also have a Facebook page, Riggs Beer Company, and we usually post our most recent updates and what's going on there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much. And do we say cheers or prost, or what do you say?
Either one.
Whichever language you want. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back. We just got done interviewing Riggs Beer Company, and now we are here with Paris Blaylock and Corny from the Urbana Business Association. Paris, what's going to be happening for Urbana Business in August?
Well, we have the 41st Sweetcorn Festival happening here in downtown. And we have Corny right here. He'll be running around down the streets as well.
Is there any kind of special events going on for the Sweetcorn Festival?
Well, right now we have announced our Saturday night headliner that will be playing on the main stage. So we're going to have Smash Mouth.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's very exciting. We've had a really good response on Facebook.
All right, very nice. And then, so you have all kinds of food, and I understand actually Riggs Beer Company is going to be there with, who are they coming with?
So we actually have Skep Distributing, who does Budweiser, but it looks like they're also going to be repping Riggs as well, so they will be served at the festival as well.
All right, perfect. So, and when exactly is this occurring? Like, what are the days? What are the hours, kind of thing?
Okay, so it's Friday and Saturday, August 26th and 27th. Friday night is going to be from 5 to midnight, and Saturday is going to be from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
All right, sounds awesome. So make sure to come out for the Sweetcorn Festival. Anything else that you can think of?
Yeah, we actually have the 20th anniversary of the Motor Muster Car Show that will be happening on Saturday as well. And we have 2 other stages of entertainment. We have a community stage that's going to be on Broadway, and then a folk and roots stage which will be on Race.
All right, and then if people want to find out some more information, where can they go to find that out?
They can go to urbanabusiness.com, or they can go to urbanasweetcornfestival.com.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you very much, Paris and Corny, for coming out with us, and thank you very much. Hello, and welcome back to It's All About You. We are here at the Community Blood Services of Illinois, here with Ashley. Natalie currently is getting prepped and ready to give blood, so while she's doing that, we're going to learn some more information. And I understand you're new to the show here, so if you'd like to kind of give some background on who you are and what you do here.
Sure. So my name's Ashley Morgan. I'm a donor relations consultant here at the Blood Center, which means I coordinate mobile blood drives. So when you see the blood mobile out there, or if you've gone to a business and there's a blood drive going on inside, that's my job to coordinate those. So basically, I fundraise for blood. Instead of asking you for money, I say, can you donate your blood instead? And I've been here for about a year and a half now.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Now, is there what kind of like programs or services do you guys do? Anything fun and exciting?
So, like this summer, we're giving away a car through September. Donations go down about 20% in the summertime. So we're always looking for different things to kind of entice donors to come in. People are going on vacations. They're out of town. Without the high schools being in session, without colleges being in session, that just makes our donations drop by about 20%. So while donations are down every summer, the need is still there. So we think of fun, different promotions we can do to kind of entice people to come back in and, donate this summer. So you can win a car. It's a 2015 Ford Fiesta. We're giving away Starbucks gift cards in the donor centers. We're doing t-shirts. So we've got a lot of fun things going on this summer.
Okay, perfect. And so now for somebody that's never, because like for me, I've never donated blood or anything like that.
Oh,
so
see,
like
it's interesting. The number one reason why people don't donate is because they've never been asked. So I'm going to
Really?
put you on the spot and ask you to donate.
So what is the process when you go to donate blood for the first time?
Sure. So it takes about 45 minutes for a full blood donation to happen, and I'll explain all that. So you're not in there for a whole 45 minutes with a needle in your arm. So for instance, if you come to the donor center, you'll come in and register. You'll show your photo ID. We'll get all your information. Then you'll go to one of our screening rooms where they'll do a mini physical on you. So you'll get your finger pricked for your iron test, but your pulse taken, your temperature taken, and your blood pressure taken to make sure you're feeling healthy and well that day. You'll answer about 50 questions on a health history questionnaire to make sure you know you're not on any certain medications and that everything's all good to go. When you pass all that, then you're going to go into the donor room and you're going to go to the donor chair. And you'll begin your donation process. The needle's only in your arm for about 5 to 8 minutes. So if it sounds like a long time, think of it this way. It's like listening to 3 songs on your iPod, and then you're all done. The more hydrated you are, the quicker the process goes. And then when you're all done with your donation, you hang out for about 10 minutes to make sure you're feeling all good after your donation. And then you'll just like get a snack, some cookies, some coffee, or some juice, and then you're all done.
All right, well, that doesn't sound too bad at all.
It's not bad at all, I promise. I donate every 56 days, so.
So then, is that kind of what, can you donate like every 50, is that like
so
kind of the
that's
limit?
it. Yeah, you can donate whole blood every 56 days. So it's about every 2 months you can donate again.
Okay.
And so we ask donors to, if you can, and if you're able to come in every so often because it helps replenish our blood supply, and then every time we get one new donor, that's like 3 more lives that you're saving because you can save 3 lives with one blood donation.
Wow, that's really interesting. So then you said that the donations go down during the summer and everything. So like, what would you say like during the school year and stuff, like do you get just a ton of blood and blood donations?
So, I mean, I don't know if we can call it a ton of blood,
Well,
but we're back up, hopefully to where we want to be, but it fluctuates a whole lot. So, yeah, during the school years, like we said, the schools are back in session. We get a lot of donations from high schoolers. We do a lot of drives with the high schools around here. Same thing with the U of I. We host a lot of blood drives with them, but we're always looking for businesses to host blood drives with us. That's another way you can help out is if you know a family member or a friend that has a business or they work at a company that might be interested in hosting a blood drive. That's a great way to help us out, and it's a great way to volunteer for your community.
Okay, and then I noticed you do actually send the bloodmobile out to the market at the square every now and then, right?
Yeah. So we'll be out there again this Saturday.
Okay.
I think it's about every Saturday, one Saturday a month we're out at the market at the square, and we're just parked right there. You can jump on the bus. Walk-ins are welcome. You can make an appointment if you want to. But yeah, it's just a great way to kind of go to the market, do a little bit of shopping, and then donate some blood while you're there. That's
awesome. Now, if there's a way that anybody wants to find out some more information about things like that, is there like a website? Is there
So the website is bloodservices.org. That's bloodservices.org. They can also call the blood center at 367-2202. We're on Facebook and all that fun stuff.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Now I think we should go check on Natalie and see where she's at. All right. Well, we're here with Natalie. And what exactly did you do to get up to this point so far?
That's a good question, Sterling. So I've been pretty pumped to come here today as a first-time donor, and watching this crew come to the farmers market and do blood drives there, and knowing this is over here in Urbana and the need in these summer months for donors, I thought this is the time to do it. So I drank a lot of water yesterday and this morning, and leading up to this, I even threw in some Gatorade this past hour, and I had a good dinner last night. Heavy protein dinner, good lunch before I came here, and that way I could be sure that my iron count was where it needed to be, and it was. Answered some questions, totally easy, and feeling pretty good today. So.
All right. Well, they're getting ready to stick her with the needle, and then as soon as that happens, we can come back and we'll see how she's doing after that. Well, the needle's in. It looks like she's okay. Everything going okay still?
Everything's been fine. The staff here has been very great and have, explained things to me, and it was totally smooth. I had a nice vein ready to go over here. They gave me this little squeezy ball. That way, I think it helped pump some blood through the veins so that she could find it, and just a brief little pinch, and it's not like I can feel it in there now. I don't feel like my life force is like being sucked out or something. I feel fine.
So would you say you'd do it again then?
I would do it again, and she wrote down on the card what date I could come back, and I've never done this before, and I don't know why. I can't really say it's because I've been scared or anything, but there really is not. It's not a big deal, and I feel good about doing it, helping somebody out.
There we go. Perfect. Well, there you go. So nobody has any excuse not to donate blood anymore. Okay, so remember, the website is bloodservices.org to find out more information on where the Bloodmobile might be, what services they have going on, where they're going to be next, and make sure to donate blood. Hello and welcome back, and I know it may look like we might be hosting the Oscars, but no, it's simply just It's All About You. We're here at Michelle's Bridal, and if you would like to introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Sure. I'm Morgan Stone. I'm the manager here at Michelle's Bridal in Tuxedo, and we have lots to offer here.
Okay. You want to talk about some of the events coming up that you have, that you guys are doing?
Sure. So this month, we are kind of all about, we're full gear of tuxedos, which you are sporting here. Sterling is in the Michael Kors tuxedo with the plaid bow tie, which has been a hot trend this season. And Natalie is wearing a Jade Couture, which we do have a Moms and Special Occasion event coming up in a couple of weekends, August 20th. So we'll get about 50 to 60 extra dresses in for that event, and they'll all be 15% off.
And I do have to say that I feel pretty fantastic in this dress, and I don't know if I realized how much more was offered here beyond just these gorgeous, these dresses here are amazing, but definitely distracted walking in. So much to look at and see, and so besides wedding and tuxedos, you do offer the mom's dresses, but this fall, homecoming, that's another opportunity for folks to come in here.
Yeah, yep, we have homecoming is in full swing. Girls started coming in back in June and July. So yep, full swing. We register all of the homecoming dresses to the school, so they got to be the first ones to get the dress before someone else takes it from their school. So yeah,
wow, that's
it's intense.
Amazing. Yeah. So how long has Michelle's Bridal and Tuxedo been here in Urbana?
We have been in business for going on 33 years, and this is our 4th location.
That's great. And you've definitely expanded in size here, not just in offerings, but size. So give us a rundown kind of what it's like when you first walk in, how it works when you get here.
Sure. So we, on the bridal side, we typically work by appointments, but we definitely welcome walk-ins as well. But with appointments, we kind of set a stylist up so the bride can work one-on-one, and we do hour-and-a-half appointments for them, and we just really focus on them. And we actually started several months ago what's called WedLooks. So it's like an online styling tool that brides can fill out before they even come to their appointment, so their stylist can know all about their wedding and about the look and theme that they want before they even meet them in person. So we have a closet based on how they answer those questions already set up before they come in.
That's fantastic. And also shoes. I mean, these shoes, you guys, it's like the fanciest shoe I think I've ever worn, even probably fancier than at my own wedding. And you also offer accessories as well.
Yeah, so we just started carrying the shoes you're wearing are Badgley Mishkas, so a little more couture shoe for our brides and moms. Have loved them too, and those are the wedges, so extra comfortable.
Yes.
We do also, like you mentioned, have a lot of accessories, jewelry, veils, sashes, undergarments, pretty much everything you need to wear for your wedding.
That's fantastic. And the guys aren't left out.
They're not. Yes, we like to we love when we can not only just sell a bride her dress, but be a part of the entire wedding. So help them with their bridesmaids, with all the guys for their tuxedos or suits. We actually do purchases or rentals for the guys. So purchasing has been a little bit more common lately. Rentals are more common, but purchasing has definitely become a little more popular. Everyone needs a tux or a suit to own in their life. I'm sure you have many. You might just want to own this one.
Yeah, no, this is really nice. I would love to take this
This
one.
is the slim fit tuxedo, so that's been a big trend for the guys. Homecoming, we do some suits, but prom, lots of prom guys are wanting the slim fit.
Yeah, I'd imagine you guys get pretty crazy around prom time.
We do. Yep, that will come before we know it.
So if there's any way people want to find more information or just kind of like get into contact with you guys, like what are the ways they can do that?
Sure. So our website's michellesbridalandtuxedo.com. We also have a big following and do lots of information on our social media, Michelle's Bridal and Tuxedo on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram.
Wow. There we go.
Or you can always give us a call at 217-384-7914.
Well, thanks very much for having us in today and trying on some of your lovely, lovely gowns and tuxedos. I feel like, Sterling, maybe we should, just keep wearing this for the,
I agree.
the rest
I
of
agree,
our programs. I would love that. Although maybe not so much when we climb trees for Public Works. We might have to go for something a little less sequiny. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for being such a fantastic Urbana business. It's great to have you here in our community.
Thank you.
For more information on the city of Urbana, you can visit their website at urbanaillinois.us.
We appreciate you tuning in today and hope you'll join us again soon. And remember, it's all about you.